What's happening, Wrestling News CC family? Welcome back to the channel where we break down all the chaos, drama, and surprises unfolding in the WWE Universe. And if you thought Money in the Bank was the climax, oh no, it was just the beginning. Monday Night Raw just blew the roof off, and tonight's story is one for the books. Before we dive into this absolute madness, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because the WWE Universe is moving at lightning speed right now, and you don't want to miss a single development. Buckle in, because what went down is something fans are going to be talking about for a long time. So let's start from the top, Monday Night Raw, right after the explosive Money in the Bank event. The WWE Universe was still catching its breath after that wild premium live event, but nobody could have predicted what was about to happen next. Just when you thought the night would be a smooth follow-up, WWE decided to take things to another level. From championship drama to shocking betrayals, and yes, a returning tribal chief and a mysterious figure who might just change the landscape of WWE as we know it. This wasn't just any episode of Raw. This was the kind of television that reminds you why professional wrestling is the greatest form of sports entertainment on the planet. The energy in the arena was electric from the moment the show started. You could feel it through the screen, that tension, that anticipation, that sense that anything could happen at any moment. And boy, did WWE deliver on that promise. First things first, all eyes were on the World Heavyweight Championship match. Jey Uso, who's been holding the title with pride and heart ever since dethroning Damian Priest, stepped into the ring with a man who's been on an unstoppable path of dominance, Gunther. The Intercontinental Record Breaker. The Ring General. This was a dream match and the crowd knew it. The electricity in the arena was unbelievable. Everyone expected a pure wrestling masterclass, but the WWE creative team had something else in mind. The match itself was everything you'd expect, hard-hitting, brutal, emotional. Jey gave it his all, fighting with the heart of a champion who truly appreciates what that title means. Every super kick, every dive, every desperate counter was executed with the passion of someone who refuses to let his championship reign end. Gunther, as always, wrestled like a machine. His technical prowess was on full display, systematically breaking down Jey's offense and imposing his will through sheer power and precision. The Ring General lived up to his nickname, controlling the pace and dictating the flow of the match with military-like efficiency. But just when it felt like the match was reaching its natural end, everything changed. The lights flickered. The crowd erupted. Not because of who was in the ring, but because of who showed up at ringside. Seth Rollins appeared. Not as a spectator, not as a commentator, but as Mr. Money in the Bank. The man who had told the world he had unfinished business. The man who promised to cash in at the perfect moment. And here he was, ready to make history once again. But just as Rollins was about to hand the briefcase over to the referee, chaos broke loose. Out of nowhere, R-Truth appeared, and if you know anything about R-Truth's history with Money in the Bank briefcases, you knew this was about to get interesting in the most unpredictable way possible. R-Truth, in classic fashion, seemed genuinely confused about what was happening. He grabbed a microphone and started talking about how he thought he had won the Money in the Bank ladder match, despite not even being in the contest. The crowd was eating it up, but you could see the frustration building on Seth Rollins' face. What happened next was pure WWE magic. R-Truth, still holding the microphone, accidentally knocked into Seth Rollins, sending the Money in the Bank briefcase flying across the ringside area. The briefcase popped open on impact, and the contract went sliding under the ring. Meanwhile, inside the ring, Jey Uso and Gunther were still going at it, completely unaware of the chaos unfolding around them. Gunther had Jey locked in a submission hold, and it looked like the championship was about to change hands through pure wrestling excellence. But then, just as Jey was fighting to escape the hold, the arena went completely dark. When the lights came back up, standing in the ring behind Gunther was a figure that nobody expected to see. Roman Reigns was back. The original tribal chief had returned to Monday Night Raw, and the crowd's reaction was deafening. But this wasn't the same Roman Reigns we had seen before his hiatus. There was something different in his eyes, something more focused, more determined. Without hesitation, Roman delivered a devastating spear to Gunther, completely changing the dynamic of the match. The referee was torn between calling for a disqualification and trying to maintain order, but before he could make a decision, Roman had already rolled out of the ring and disappeared through the crowd. Jey Uso, capitalizing on the confusion and Gunther's stunned state, managed to hit his finishing move and retain the World Heavyweight Championship. But you could see in Jey's eyes that he wasn't sure how to feel about the victory. On one hand, he had successfully defended his title. On the other hand, he owed that defense to his cousin Roman, creating a complex emotional situation. Seth Rollins, meanwhile, was still frantically searching for his Money in the Bank contract, with R-Truth helping in the most unhelpful way possible. The segment ended with officials trying to restore order while the crowd chanted for Roman Reigns, who had already vanished into the night. But this was just the beginning of the madness that would unfold throughout the evening. Later in the show, after commercial breaks and attempts to return to normal programming, WWE played a video package that sent shockwaves through the wrestling world. It was Roman Reigns, filmed in what appeared to be a private location, delivering a message that would change everything. "I never left," Roman said, staring directly into the camera with an intensity that was both calm and threatening. "I was watching. I was waiting. I was planning. And now, I'm back to reclaim what was never truly lost." The video showed clips of Roman's greatest moments, his championship reigns, his dominance over the WWE roster, but also glimpses of his recent struggles and the betrayals that led to his absence from television. The production value was incredible, creating an almost cinematic feeling that elevated Roman's return from a simple comeback to something that felt like the beginning of an epic story. "Solo thought he could replace me. Others thought they could forget me. But you cannot replace the head of the table. You cannot forget the tribal chief. And you will acknowledge me, whether you want to or not." The video ended with Roman saying 5 words that sent chills down every wrestling fan's spine: "The real bloodline is back." But Roman's return wasn't the only shocking development of the night. During the main event segment, as various wrestlers were dealing with the aftermath of the earlier chaos, a mysterious figure appeared on the entrance ramp. Dressed in black from head to toe, face obscured by shadows and a hood, this person just stood there, watching the action in the ring. The commentators were stumped. The crowd was buzzing with speculation. Social media exploded with theories about who this mysterious figure could be. Some fans thought it might be a returning superstar. Others speculated it could be someone completely new to WWE. A few even suggested it might be connected to Roman Reigns' comeback story. What made this appearance even more intriguing was the timing. The mysterious figure showed up during a segment involving several of WWE's top stars, almost as if they were scouting the competition or sending a message to the entire roster. The figure didn't speak, didn't move except to slowly turn their head to survey the crowd, and then disappeared just as mysteriously as they had arrived. It was one of those moments that creates immediate buzz and speculation, the kind of mystery that keeps fans talking and theorizing for weeks. The wrestling internet went into overdrive trying to identify this person, analyzing every visible detail, every movement, every possible clue that might reveal their identity. Throughout the night, WWE's backstage reporters caught reactions from various superstars about the evening's shocking developments. The responses ranged from confusion to excitement to genuine concern about what Roman's return might mean for their own positions on the roster. Cody Rhodes, when asked about Roman's return, simply said, "I've been waiting for this conversation to continue." The tension in his voice suggested that unfinished business between the two former champions was far from resolved. Seth Rollins, still frustrated about his Money in the Bank briefcase situation, was more direct. "Roman thinks he can just show up and change everything? We'll see about that. I've got plans of my own, and a briefcase that guarantees my shot at championship gold." Even wrestlers who weren't directly involved in the main storylines had opinions. Some expressed excitement about the possibility of facing Roman Reigns. Others seem genuinely worried about the chaos his return might bring to their own championship pursuits. The backstage interviews painted a picture of a WWE roster that was both thrilled and terrified by Roman's comeback, creating the perfect atmosphere for the kinds of storylines that make wrestling appointment television. The implications of Monday Night Raw's explosive episode are staggering when you really think about them. Roman Reigns' return isn't just about one man coming back to reclaim his spot. It's about the reshuffling of the entire WWE hierarchy, the reigniting of old rivalries, and the creation of new storylines that could dominate programming for months. Jey Uso's championship reign, which was already compelling as a story of perseverance and heart, now becomes even more complex with Roman back in the picture. The family dynamics within the Bloodline storyline are about to get incredibly messy, and in the best possible way. Seth Rollins' Money in the Bank opportunity becomes more valuable and more dangerous with Roman back in the mix. The timing of when and how he cashes in that briefcase could determine not just championship gold, but the entire direction of WWE's main event scene. And then there's the mysterious figure, who represents the ultimate wild card. Depending on their identity and their intentions, this person could align with existing storylines or create entirely new conflicts that nobody saw coming. WWE has essentially reset the board with this episode of Raw, creating a situation where anything can happen and anyone can be involved in the chaos that's sure to follow. As we wrap up this breakdown of one of the most shocking episodes of Monday Night Raw in recent memory, I have to say that WWE has outdone themselves with the storytelling and surprise factor. This is the kind of television that reminds you why wrestling fans are so passionate about this form of entertainment. Roman Reigns is back, and his return promises to shake up every aspect of WWE programming. The mysterious figure adds an element of intrigue that will keep fans guessing and theorizing. The championship picture has become more chaotic and more exciting than it's been in months. Looking ahead, I predict we're going to see SummerSlam become the stage for some of the most compelling matches and storylines WWE has produced in years. The combination of returning legends, rising stars, championship drama, and mysterious newcomers creates the perfect recipe for wrestling magic. What did you think of Monday Night Raw's explosive episode? Who do you think the mysterious figure is? How do you see Roman's return affecting the current championship picture? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing your theories. Don't forget to smash that like button if this breakdown helped you process all the chaos, subscribe to Wrestling News CC for more exclusive wrestling content, and ring that notification bell because with WWE moving this fast, you don't want to miss a single development. Until next time, this has been Wrestling News CC, and remember, in the WWE Universe, just when you think you know what's coming next, everything changes in the most spectacular way possible. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. If you thought tonight's story was wild, trust me, what happens next will blow your mind. So don't stop now. Click on the video right here on your screen to continue the chaos, the drama, and the inside scoop only we deliver. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and join the Wrestling News CC family, where the real stories of WWE come to life. See you in the next one.